back on the record with Peter Burke and Vernon DeLeon of the Save Our Green Space Committee. Now, first of all, let me pull up the image of what is in place right now. Show me what is right now Tacarigua. Right. Okay, so this is the current ground there. So you'll see on the top, that's the bus route. This kind of oval shaped thing there, that's the current jogging track.
That's correct.
Right. There's a stadium on the side there, a pavilion. Right behind the pavilion right now there is a car park area, which you can't see on this. This is a Google Maps image. And down to the bottom, you should see that's the hockey center.
That's correct.
And the Tacarigua indoor facility there. Now that whole green space on top there is going to be remodeled into, pull up one of the images of the 3D images of the proposed space. Alright, so this is what is going to be in place here now. That brown area on the top, that's the bus route. This circular kind of thing on the side there with the cricket pitch, with the landscaping and all of that, that is the main cricket pitch, pavilion area, car park area on that side. And then this over on this side is the one of the football pitches. No, what is that on the side there?
That is an athletics track with a football field inside it.
Right, and this main building and car park area is where they plan admin and etc.
Right.
Is that blue thing on top there is the pool?
The covered area has about 3 facilities in there.
Right.
Right.
And that's what's on the bottom there. That's what? Small goal?
Two small goal pitches.
Right. Okay, so this is what is proposed. These are the changes. What's the problem, General?
Right. The problem is that this area is all that's left of 129 acre Savannah.
Right. So right now it's 39 acres.
Yes, it's less than 40.
Right.
And what has happened is that without much consultation with the district, members of the district, they have embarked upon a project that is going to destroy that plain area and bring it down to even less than it is right now. Now, there's a river running through that separates the west field from the east field. And there's also, as Vernon alluded to before, an aquifer under that savanna. And the east field in particular, a lot of water percolates into the aquifer after rain and so on. Now, if that area is covered, you will have an impact on that community south of the facility.
Right.
And we already have seen an increase in frequency and severity of flooding in the community just south of the facility. This is going to make it worse. Right. So we are looking at the environmental impact. We have at least 10 water wells, could be as much as 14 water wells in that area.
Okay.
And that supplies about 200,000 people in the vicinity. This is one of the most prolific aquifers in the country. We also noted that the Ministry of Sports and its agents, including the Sport Company, have embarked upon this project without any approvals from the approving agencies. So you're talking about town and country planning, you're talking about the EMA, you're talking about the regional authority, you're looking at drainage, you're looking at WASA, you're looking at T&T.
All right, now let's stick up in here. The tennis center, the National Tennis Center, is going to be taking place in the same vicinity, just south of there.
That's correct.
Right, closer to where we saw the hockey center was, right? But you don't have a problem with it.
We do. Our investigations have led to some very serious findings. Like, for instance, that CEC was approved with false information.
What is false about it?
Well, when the CEC has an application form, if you want to get a certificate of environmental clearance, on that form, the question is asked, is there a watercourse or spring in the vicinity? They said no. There's a watercourse separating the east field from the west field.
Right.
And the other question was, is there an aquifer in the vicinity? And the answer was no. And not only was that false, but unfortunately EMA was unable to verify the information, so that
I mean, they were unable. Nobody could not drive up and see the pumps.
But
that shouldn't be too hard for anybody to verify.
But it's worse than that. If you are a serious environmentalist and they all have that kind of information, the EMA, you should know immediately from glancing at that form.
No, I'll have to say though, I contacted the EMA today, and their corporate communications officer, Amrita Maraj Dubey, had this to say. The EMA received an application from the sports company for the construction of a sporting complex at Orange Grove. Blah, 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 blah. The CC, it should be noted that no work should commence before a CC is issued. If such has occurred, it will be deemed a breach of the CC rules, and enforcement action will be taken. However, it should be noted that a CEC was approved and issued for a separate activity to the sport company for the construction of a national tennis center. Now, I also spoke with the chairman of the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation, and what they're saying is that they received an application for basically building permits that contain town and country permission, but no other clearances, no WASA, no CEC, etc. But their position is that once these things are received, they will consider the project. Now, I spoke with WASA as well. WASA is saying that they don't want to have any contentious issue with the regional corporation. And two, they don't have no problem with what is taking place there. Right? From their point of view, they don't have a problem. Now, this is paraphrasing the communications officer up there. Now, my question to you is, if Massa ain't have no problem, and it seems as though the EMA really doesn't have much of a problem either, right? What going on? Why you have a problem?
We know the EMA does have a problem.
What is the problem?
The problem is that they have no CEC clearance. And no certificate of environmental clearance has been issued for that multi-sports complex. One has been issued for the tennis center, not the multi-sports complex. And actually, the project had started. You quoted the EMA personnel saying not a blade of grass, right? Words to that effect, paraphrasing, ought to have been touched. And it was only the intervention of the community that prevented that project from going full steam ahead.
The work had stopped. The regional corporation has issued, actually they issued 2 stop orders.
Right.
The first one was completely ignored, and they came back and they issued another one, which has so far, you can tell me if it was today, because you all live there, you can tell me if it's still happening.
Continues to be ignored.
Stopped.
It continues to be ignored.
It continues to be ignored. Well, I spoke to the guy today, and the chairman of the regional corporation, he said that they were satisfied that the work had been stopped.
Well, you see, what has been happening there, they construct a perimeter fence on the east field. And during the time that the stop order was issued, they ignored it and continued work on that fence apace.
And also their office.
Were these people doing their own thing?
Well, that's
also
it.
Their office.
And let me tell you something, that town and country approval that you're talking about is conditional.
Conditional on?
CEC and all
that. 5 different approvals. And if you don't have those approvals, you don't have an approval to plan or to build.
All right, here's what. We're going to take another break, coming right back. Apparently, we're a real thing in this thing, boy. So, we on the record, we're going to win.